What up? Hey, got up this morning here in Lexington, Kentucky. That's right, I'm here in Lex. The weather's starting to shift just a little bit, just a hair, right? Not as hot in the morning, super dark in the morning. And, so it's starting to shift. I don't know if it's starting to shift where you're at or not. Feel free to drop that in the comments if we're starting to head into that fall weather. Not quite turning the corner yet, but I feel a little tinge coming on. So got up this morning, went downstairs, grabbed my hashtag Rise and Grind planner so I could write down my gratitude and goals just like I do every single day. And at the top of every single page of the hashtag Rise and Grind planner, there is a quote submitted by an actual Rise and Grind member. By far my favorite part of the planner, reading those quotes and being able to connect with those that submitted them. Pretty awesome. So today's quote was submitted by Justin Walker. Justin is an amazing superhuman, has a beautiful family. And Justin's quote was this, and I want to share it with you today. Justin's quote said, "You have to be bold to make a change. Anyone who has ever made a lasting change in the world was bold in their pursuit." My gosh, I love that. Because when I think of one of the greatest leaders of all times, the most impactful leader in my life, when I think about Jesus, that's what I think about, right? I think about how bold he was, how bold he had to be to fight through all that was thrown his way, how bold he had to be to proclaim that he was God, the God of the universe, right? That he was God, to proclaim that, even though every day he faced death, he faced jailing, he faced all of that. And ultimately, not proclaiming that he was God from a selfish place, but ultimately proclaiming that he was God so that he could receive the sin that existed on earth, and so that he could offer hope and love to every single human being on this planet. How bold was that? And in his boldness, his story still continues to impact the planet 2,000 years later, right? Bold. You have to be bold to make a change. I don't know about you. I'm making some changes in my life right now. I am in the process of making some changes. There are some things that need to happen, and it's very clear that time is a myth. This idea of I'll do it next year, I'll do it 10 years from now, I'll do it when I'm older, I'll do it after I retire, I'll do it after I get done with this, right? Like this idea of time and that we actually have some semblance of control over it is an absolute myth. And so for me, it is time for me to boldly step into the purpose for which I know I was called for. And I don't know if you feel that same way right now. I know that this is an interesting season for a lot of people, and a lot of times what I am feeling, my tribe feels the same, right? So if that's you, I just want to give you permission to boldly step into that. And this week, we're really diving into what that looks like. How do you discover your true north, your ultimate purpose, so that you know, so that you can set that point in the navigation, so that you can boldly get after it and make a lasting impact on this planet. Thank you, Justin Walker. Appreciate the quote this morning. Let's dive in today's episode of hashtag Rise and Grind. Good morning. How are you, my friend? See, there's no excuse for you not pushing yourself to the next level. In order for you to create a new you must have a new mindset. When teams come together, we can create things that are greater than the sum of all of their parts.
Good morning and welcome to hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to 8, and the creator of what is going to be the #1 most watched morning show in the world. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Wednesday. That's right, today is Wednesday, aka CMA Day. If you don't know CMA, it's Carter Myers Automotive Group, an incredible automotive dealership group that dominates out there in the state of Virginia with over 700 amazing employees. Each of their employees are an owner of the company, and it's just an incredible organization that I get the opportunity to work with every Wednesday. And so Wednesday is CMA Day, and if you are thinking about changing careers or looking for an opportunity, they always have positions open in all of their dealerships all across Virginia, and it's just an incredible place to work. So you can always reach out to me if you would like to, or have any interest in connecting with that organization. They're truly amazing. All right. So today is Wednesday, aka CMA Day. Today is also September 22nd, 2021. September 22nd, 2021. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Wednesday, September 22nd, 2021. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and yes, I do mean the absolute most of this absolutely incredible day. Fair enough? Fair enough? You in there with me? Can we do that? Let's make the absolute most of this absolutely incredible day. Hey, this week we are in a powerful series. The series is called True North, Discovering the Purpose Within You. And yesterday I attempted to give you 6 things that you can do to help uncover / discover your true purpose. But I only made it through 3. I shot for 6. I only made it through 3 of them. That was like all I could get through because sometimes I get carried away. All right. So today we're going to add in the other 3. And we're also going to talk a little bit about what do you do if you still can't seem to find it, right? Like yesterday we talked about make sure that you prioritize creative expression, creating space for that. We also talked about paying attention to what keeps coming back in your life. What do people keep asking you to do and for them? What do they see in you, right? Because sometimes we can't see our own stuff, right? And the third thing we talked about yesterday was trying new things, how important it is to take a different path to work every once in a while, to park in a different parking space than you normally do every once in a while, right? We talked about just trying new things so that you can activate the reticular activating system in your mind and ultimately stir some new things up. So we talked about that. But with that said, the messages that I get and that I've received, a lot of people are just like, man, I just don't know. I don't know what people look to me for. I don't even know what to switch up in my life, right? Like I don't know. And I even have many people that reach out and say, I don't believe in that, Glenn. Like, I don't believe in that. I'm a mind-body person. I don't believe in the spiritual side. I don't believe in destiny. I don't believe that we have a purpose. It's show up every day, try to stay alive, try to survive, try to reproduce, and then you die, right? And I totally get that and can resonate with that because I spent nearly 30 years of my life in that space. Like nearly 30 years of my life as a Darwinistic, mindset, Darwinistic mentality. And so I totally get that. And so what happens when you're in that place where you're in between? Where you're like, yeah, I know there's a couple things that I can do, but I'm still kind of stuck. And so I want to talk about that a little bit today as well. All right. So I'm going to drop you the other 3 things that you can do. And then we'll talk about what do you do if you still can't seem to find it. Right. And so that and more today. But first, you know what we got to do on this show. And maybe you don't know because maybe it's your first time here. And so if it's your first time here, or you've been here 10 times, or maybe you've been here 100 times, or maybe you've been here 968 times. This is the part of the show where we're going to get that body in motion. I need you to do some dancing. All right? I need you to do some dancing. Let's go. Listen, a body in motion tends to stay in motion, and a body at rest tends to stay at rest. So I need you to get this body moving. Okay? If you're out there working out right now, I want you dancing in the gym. People be looking at you like you're crazy. Just look at them and smile. Give them the biggest smile you've ever smiled in your entire life. They're going to be looking at you like, man, not only are they crazy, but they're happy. I want that. I want to be happy, right? So just give them a big old smile. But if you're out in the streets, maybe you're running the streets of London right now, maybe you're grocery shopping, just do some dancing like nobody's watching, man. Who cares? Like, for real, let's go. Get the body in motion. And if you're in bed, get your rear end out of bed. Are you kidding me? What are you doing? You and I are friends. I'm going to need you to ramp it up, okay? If you're in bed right now, get up. It's time to get going, all right? You got a big day ahead of you, all right? This is also the part of the show where I want you to say good morning to me, and I'm going to say good morning to you. Whether you're watching live or you're watching on replay, say what's up, and I'll say what's up back. If you're listening on the podcast, let's connect there. YouTube, we can connect there. And then, of course, I would absolutely love it if you would take this second right here to share this out. Go ahead and share it out on Facebook, share it out on Instagram, and hit that plus button in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen if you are over on the Clubhouse side. Fair enough? All right, fair enough. Good morning, Linda Sims. How you doing, Alloy Artist? Great to see you. How you doing, Sweet Fango 314? Good to see you. The CEO of Curls. I am so glad you're here. The CEO of Curls is in the building. I love that. All right. We've also got 71 Pink Diamonds is in the building today. That's great. I'm having a little trouble over on the Facebook side, so I can't see who's over there yet, but that doesn't surprise me. Okay, there we go. I see Julie Lentini, good morning, and Jody Hodznacki. Great to see you, Jody. How you doing, Janelle Griego? What's up, Soul Salcido? Miss Liza Myers-Borges is in the house. How you doing, Leisha Watts? It's great to see you as well. I love seeing the Carter Meyer crew on top. What's up, Emily Gallard? How you doing, Berlene Haley and Gina Keys? I see Valerie Oakley is in the building. Justin Conoco, Laura Wild, Dr. Rowe over on Clubhouse. Miss Vernita is in the building. How you doing, TM? What's up, Navia and Sebastian and Dora Maria? I see David Hill and Farah. I see Miss Renee Noor is in the building. What's up, Christine? How you doing, Kimberly? Great to see you as well. My man Bill Hauser is up in here. What's up, Bill? I got you 9 to 10 is what it was looking at. So I just got your message on that. We've got Tamara Andrus is in the building. I see Christina and Lauren and Robert and Core. What's up, Dr. Anup and Lorene? I also see Megan DiMartino and Trendy Trenda over on Facebook. Carol Hamilton is in the building. I also see Terry LaPierre. We've got Deborah Champagne, Vicky Everett, and the Twangs are up in the building. I love it. Everybody's up in here on hashtag Rise and Grind. And listen, everybody's up in here virtually, and we're all going to be together live and in person in Lexington, Kentucky on November 5th. So I want to make sure you have an opportunity. We're doing buy one, give one tickets through 7 p.m. tonight. It ends at 7 p.m. tonight. We've been running it for the last 2 days. Buy one, give one tickets. So if you go to growforgod.com, you buy your ticket. We will give one, we will gift one for you, or you can choose who it goes to. All right, but it's buy one, gift one until 7 p.m. tonight. So go to growforgod.com. Make sure you get your tickets. That is exclusive of VIP. Does not include VIP. Those are not buy one, gift one. I apologize, and we're about sold out of the VIP. So if you're interested in that, you might want to jump on that. All right, we are about sold out on those. But growforgod.com. Join me, Lexington, Kentucky, November 5th. Me and all my friends. It's going to be absolutely spectacular. With that said, let's dive in today's series. Hashtag Rise and Grind. True North, discovering your purpose. Yesterday, we talked about the significance of knowing, Monday. Monday, we talked about the significance of knowing your true north, right? The significance of really understanding your purpose and getting really, truly aligned with that. We talked about that on Monday, right? And we referred to, Kobe Bryant, who played basketball his entire life. He just knew that was his thing. And Natalie Portman, who was an actress and is an actress her entire life. And as far as I'm concerned, one of the best actresses on the planet. Leonardo DiCaprio has been in the world of acting since he was a young boy as well, right? We talked about some of these celebs and athletes they're just so clear and so certain and so confident of what they're supposed to be doing, right? So we talked about that on Monday and how important that was. Now, yesterday we got clear on how important understanding that true north is to staying in alignment, right? Once you know your true north, once you know your purpose, then you can get things not in line, but aligned, mind, body, and spirit. And when you're aligned mind, body, and spirit, it's like driving a car, right? It's a lot easier. A car that's not aligned, you're constantly trying to keep it in the lane, swerving left, swerving right, pulling the steering wheel, putting in a lot of effort and energy. A vehicle that is aligned, you can literally take your hands off the steering wheel and the car will continue to go straight. So it's much easier to go through life in alignment than it is out of alignment. Instead of constantly trying to stay in the lane, we create space where we just are on this straight point, which you all know the fastest way from point A to point B is a straight line, right? You all know that. You've been told that before. So we talked about that. We also started breaking down a list of the 6 things that you can do to discover the purpose within you. And we started with prioritizing creative expression, making sure that you have space to be creative, writing, painting, whatever that is, right? Speaking, creating, woodworking, so on and so forth. We also talked about a book that I highly suggest everybody read called Big Magic, that was written by Elizabeth Gilbert, the author of Eat, Pray, Love. I actually suggest the Audible on this because her voice is absolutely incredible, but it talks about creating that space to allow for inspiration, right? It's really, really incredible. Now, we also went into paying attention to what keeps coming back in your life. So since you were a child, what are the things that you continue to be drawn to? And we all choose jobs and choose paths, but there's certain aspects of our life that always come back. And we discussed how a lot of times other people see this in you better than you can. So a great question to ask is, what do people ask from you all the time, right? And we used an example of a football coach, Coach Isaac. He was a performance coach, but most people were looking to him for mentorship, right? They were all asking for that type of guidance. And so he was able to shift and get aligned with that. Now, the third component we talked about yesterday was trying new things, mixing your paths up, right? Try new foods you wouldn't normally try. Eat at restaurants you wouldn't normally eat at. And by doing these things, we can activate the reticular activating system in your mind to start to see new opportunities, as well discovery as far as what you really like and don't like, so you can figure out your true north and your purpose and existence on this planet. So we talked about those three yesterday, and today I'm going to give you the other three. But first, I do need you to understand something before I hand those over to you. When it comes to doing the work, like when it comes to really getting clear on your true north, right? Discovering your purpose. When it comes to actually putting the work to do that, I want you to understand that you need to be patient. Some people find their true north at a very, very, very early age, right? Very age, in childhood for some. Others don't really find their true north until later through life. And we actually all go through seasons where it changes on the surface. Our purpose and the intention and what God has planned for us, what's on our heart, that can change as we grow and develop on the surface. Now, always you'll go back to it, right? You'll go back to your true core nature. But on the surface, some of those intentions and priorities can change. So offer yourself some grace. Like, be patient. You know, Martha Stewart, if you look at her, Martha Stewart didn't release her first book till she was 41 years old. Look at her now. Harlan Sanders from KFC, he was 65 years old when he got his start. Samuel Jackson, 46 years old when he first kind of got his big break with Pulp Fiction, running next to John Travolta. Ray Kroc was 50 years old when he bought his first McDonald's, the #1 burger chain in the world. Sam Walton got his first store when he was 44 years old, and that was just a small store. They didn't really grow massively for another 30 years. There's a woman named Grandma Moses. If you don't know her, Grandma Moses at 76 years old she started painting and sold her first painting. Fast forward, she painted for the next 25 years, selling some of her paintings for millions of dollars a piece. So you can look all these people up. Don't take my word for it. Look them up. Read their stories. It's really inspiring. And there are many, 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 many more. So don't get discouraged, okay? Like, we all have a different journey. And you have to do the work. You have to do the initial work in order to be able to attract the clarity needed to understand your purpose. And when you do the work patiently over time, it will come to you. You see, you attract your purpose. It's not something you can go seek down. It's not something you can run down. You have to attract it. You have to grow and develop in a certain way that you have to attract. You have to open yourself up, right? You have to do those creative things. You have to try new things consistently. You have to do all of the things that we're talking about, right? But you're going to attract it to you. So I just want to make sure that we're really clear on that. It's just, for example, like when you're lost in the woods, what do they tell you to do? When you're lost in the woods, what do they tell you to do? They tell you to find a spot and stay. Because the more you go running around the woods, right? The more you go running around the woods trying to find your way out, the people that are looking for you could ultimately have a difficult time finding you because you're always on the move. And so it's the same thing with your purpose. When you're trying to discover your true north, be patient. Do the work from here. You're not going to find it out there. You've got to do the work internally. And as you do that work internally, as you stay put, as you pause, as you prioritize creative expression, as you pay attention to what keeps coming back, as you try new things, as you do those things, then ultimately you'll attract that purpose to you, that true north. Fair enough? Fair enough. All right, number 4 is you need to shake up your routines a little bit. All right, you've got to shake up your routines in order to help you identify that true north. You're going to have to shake those things. It's important to keep your routines fresh, and it's important to keep your mind awake. Okay, that reticular activating system that I mentioned earlier, its job is to take the things in your life that are routine and just basically put them on autoplay, right? Put them on cruise control where you can do them without thought, breathing without thought, heart beating without thought, right? Waking up in the morning, rolling out of bed, putting your feet on the floor without thought. You immediately go to the bathroom without thought. Going and getting a drink of water without thought, right? And so what you need to do is you have to shake up your routines every once in a while to reactivate that part of your mind so you can start to really observe and be aware of how you're feeling and what you're experiencing and what gets your juices flowing. Now, I have the morning five simple steps to an extraordinary life. I do those morning 5 every single day. No phone, no snooze, gratitude and goals, right? Write those things down and take care of the physical. And so it's very important that the components of your routines stay the same, but mix them up a little bit. Maybe you write your gratitude and goals in a little bit different area than you normally do. Maybe on your workout, like my friend Liza told me, maybe on your workout, you skip for a mile versus running for a mile, or maybe you dance for a half a mile in the midst of your workout, right? Like the key components and pillars need to stay in place, but feel free to mix it up. Not feel free. It's important that you shake those things up. It keeps your mind fresh and it keeps you from just kind of getting zombified, right? So like mix it up, try some different things, like shake up that routine so that you can ultimately discover more about yourself, right? Super important. Hey, Jen Cooper, I'm so glad you joined. You're behind the scenes on hashtag Rise and Grind right now. We're live on Instagram, we're live on Clubhouse, and we're live on Facebook all at the same time. And I'm glad you're here, Jen. But we want to keep that mind activated, right? Keep it going. Okay. So that's number 4. Number 5, the 5th thing that you can do to help discover your true north, right? To figure out your purpose. The 5th thing that you can do is prioritize self-awareness and understanding. This should be an absolute priority in your world. You should be studying self. You should be getting a better understanding of self. And you should be becoming more aware of how your mind works, how your body moves, how your spirit is activated and unactivated. You need to prioritize self-awareness. So how do we do that? Well, self-awareness is what the entire world of self-help is built around. There's an entire universe of self-help. If you don't believe me, just go to Google and type in self-help books or whatnot. So there are books that you can read to help you with self-awareness. There are videos that you can watch that will help you become more aware of yourself and have a better understanding of self. There are audibles that you can listen to, right, that are going to do that. You can also sit and pause and really spend time in meditation and reflection, right? You can do those things that are ultimately going to give you more awareness of self. How am I feeling? How am I breathing, right? All of those things. Is there any tensions that I'm feeling in my body? So on and so forth, right? So you need to learn you, and as you learn you, you start to apply those things in your life, and it will help you find your true north. You have to learn about yourself. All right. And number 6, I'm going to give you number 6 quickly. Number 6 is you need to question everything and judge nothing. That's right. I'm going to let you sit on that for a second. Question everything and judge nothing. Too often in life, we accept what we are told by a teacher, a parent, a mentor, a celebrity, a authority figure. Too often in life, we accept what we are told. And too often in life, we immediately turn away from that which we disagree. Together, it makes a terrible combination. Just following and listening, just obeying what you were told by someone of an earthly nature that could potentially have their own agendas or perspectives is a dangerous position to put yourself in. And it's also incredibly dangerous for you to only run with people who agree with you, who walk like you, who talk like you, who look like you. There is no growth in agreement. Simple as that. And so when you turn away, when you're fearful of that which you disagree, it doesn't allow you to truly expand and grow into who you are. Every perspective has value. Every perspective has value. The value could be that you learn something. The value could be that you grow, or the value that could be that you are solidified in your convictions, more solidified in your convictions through discussions with people that disagree with you. All perspectives have value. You see, you have so much to learn about yourself. And if you stop judging and instead try to seek understanding, it will help you identify your true north. I know that can be a hard one. I think a lot of people cheer. They're like, yeah, I question everything. That's right. They cheer on that one, right? Question everything. That's me. I'm a lion. I'm not a sheep, right? I think people cheer on that one. Judge nothing is a hard one. But I will tell you this, that the world we live in today would sure be a better place if people would ask questions and then seek understanding, and then ultimately use that to become more self-aware so that they can determine their individual convictions and also determine their true north, their purpose, so that they can take that full alignment that they now have of mind, body, and spirit and go out and make a positive impact in other people's lives. So that, my friends, is your 6. Those are the 6 things that you can do that are going to help you discover your purpose, that are going to help you point your life true north, so you can create that straight line and become the absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be. Listen, my friends, if you need more videos like this, you can go to glennlundy.com. We got tons of them up there. If you want to go over and discuss this a little bit further, we're going to be discussing it over on Clubhouse. Actually, my friend Larissa is going to be joining us over on Clubhouse, but we might not. We're going to have an experience on Clubhouse if you want to come join us. We'll be over there. But ultimately, go out there, have an amazing, incredible, impactful day today. Execute on these things, whatever resonated with you. If something felt something, you felt a tug, you're like, oh yeah, I jive with that, or maybe even I don't jive with that, right? Like whatever that is, if you felt something, I want you to lean into that today. Lean into that today so that you can go out there and make a massive impact. All right? Listen, if nobody's told you yet, I absolutely stinking love you. Now get out there, have a great one, and I'll see you tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. as we do this all over again on #Rise and Grind. Take care. Have a great day.
Good morning. On my feet before the sunrise. Stepped into my greatness, feeling powerful and energized. Thankful to be alive. #blessed. Write my mission, vision, values, and my gratitude list. I'm building up momentum. I'm making good decisions. I rise, I grind, I get it. Ain't no doubt that I'm committed. Cause who really loses if I don't win? Can't cheat the grind, only get what you put in. So I'm mastering my mentals. I'm focused on my physical. I'm developing spiritually and manifesting miracles. I'm gonna get it started, have a party in the morning, and I'ma wake the world. It's so alarming. I #rise and grind. #rise and